Aloha everybody, welcome to part 2 of Scott Pilgrim. We are now at Casa Loma's film set to take on the second evil X of the game, but before I do, if you look in the description, I've now added links to all the music in this game because I'm talking over the music, and the music is fantastic, and Anamanaguchi needs to be shown off, so you can play the songs in the description there. Before I actually took on the second level, I did go back to the first level, and I bought some extra smashing turnips and Winifred Haley, and I figured I'd show that off just so you know that I got a boost to my strength and my defense. You can go back to any level you want in the game. In fact, with this area, you can actually literally go to the halfway point of World 1. So we opened up, you can instantly go to the shopping district and go to where the shops start off. So I didn't actually fight a whole bunch of guys or gain levels or anything. I just went right to the shop itself, bought what I needed, and then proceeded. And now you know. Anyway, folks, every character has an assist feature in this game. An assist feature is when you push the right bumper button, or the R1 button on the PlayStation 3, and you summon Knives Chow. Knives Chow does some kind of special ability depending on which character you're playing as well. When you're Scott Pilgrim, Knives comes down, says love, and all the enemies on screen get stunned for a short period of time. I don't find it that useful particularly, but it is good if you're swarmed by guys and they're all doing something and they're all doing their thing, I guess. If you're Ramona, Knives actually comes down with a giant cup of coffee, and Ramona not only gets a boost of health, like a very small slither of health, but she also gets into her super hyper form, which happens when you take out 5 guys without getting hit, and lets you pull off the 60 plus hit combos and everything. So when you're Ramona, you get an instant glowy combo room, or an extra glowy combo form, which is awesome. When you're Steven Stills, Knives actually zooms down to throw knives, or kunais, or whatever she throws, at the enemies. So she's actually an offensive attack when you're Steven Stills. I kind of like Stills' version of Knives better in that way. And when you're Kim Pine, Knives comes down and, well, she gives her a little smooch and gives Kim some extra health. I don't find it that useful in the later parts of the game, though, because she doesn't really give Kim that much health. And at the end stages of the game, the amount of health she gives you is kind of bleh. But yeah, if you're Knives herself, because of DLC, you don't actually get to summon Knives because you are Knives. You summon Knives' mother, and she literally does nothing. She just yells at the opponents, I guess, but the opponents don't get phased in any way, shape, or form. Alright, folks, we're in Casa Loma's film set. This is an actual place in Toronto. They actually do film movies here. You may have seen the X-Men movie. You know the School of Gifted Mutants? You know, Professor Xavier's School of Gifted Mutants? That's Casa Loma, believe it or not. For this section, you have to destroy an atom bomb that Lucas Lee seems to be touching from back there. If you don't destroy it fast enough, it will explode and it will damage you for a bit of health. The Paparazzi are by far the most annoying enemy in the game, and luckily they're only in stage 2. They flash you, you get stunned, and if they get close enough to you, they'll pull off a combo, but it's the flashing that pisses the hell out of me off. In order to proceed, you need to pick up the key and throw it at this gate, and then the gate will raise. And yeah, it's not rocket science. There are gates that need keys to be opened at some points in Scott Pilgrim, and that's what you do. You pick up the key, you throw it at the gate, booyah, problem solved. And oh, bats. Why did it have to be bats? The bats can easily be blocked, so they'll just fly past you if you hold the block button. They're not really a threat. They show up once, and that's about it. One thing I forgot to mention, when you level up, you actually get all of your health and guts power back, so it's kind of like getting a health boost, you know? Like, if you're at, like, 0 health and then you level up, boom! You're all the way back to 116 plus health, you know? It's awesome. There's Lucas Lee, the second evil X. I love the Godzilla enemies, by the way. They're like people in costumes, but they can shoot flamethrowers somehow. I don't know why, but you can't block the fire attack, I don't believe. Well, maybe you can. I can't remember. I know you can block the alien blast shots, but I'm not sure if you can block the flamethrower. I think you might be able to, but I know the charging move you definitely can't. That's when they get up after being knocked down, turn red, and charge at you. You can't block that. If they're not charging at you, though, they just, you know, get exhausted, pull off their mask, and then it's revealed that there's a ginger girl with glasses on in there. Who knew they had that power? Gingers have flamethrowers inside of them. By opening this chest and unlocking all the toonies, yes, that's actually the Canadian term for the coin, this spike wall will chase you, so, be sure to hurry up and get out of there. All the pillars in this area have the Gideon symbol on them, by the way. If you don't know what the Gideon symbol is, it is a upside-down Triforce with G's in those triangles, and Gideon is the leader of the League of Evil X's. He is the dick who has brought all these evil X's together to control Ramona's love life, and he will be the final boss of the game. You can bet your ass about that. Gideon's a dick, and we'll see him soon enough. But yeah, the aliens' blaster shots you can block with the block button, and they won't hurt you. The flamethrowers you can block, I believe, and the enemies aren't too bad as long as you know to block. If you know to block, they're not really much of a hassle. What the hell is this movie, anyway? Is it supposed to be like Indiana Jones 5? More aliens? More nuking fridges? Even at the lowest levels with the lowest stats, the green screen guys go down in one hit. The director who is actually filming this stuff, the sprite guy who comes up right now, is actually a sprite of Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright is the guy who directed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and he's also directed Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and that sprite was based off of him so that it looked like him. In fact, if you are a Twitter user at all, you probably know that Edgar Wright uses that sprite as his Twitter icon. Go figure. Same thing with the atom bomb. You got to destroy Lucas Lee's car, because if it gets to the 0, it explodes and damages you for quite a bit of health. You don't want that. The problem is the paparazzi guys are here, and they're always fucking up my mojo and getting in the way. I just managed to destroy it in the nick of time, though. Also, it blows up even though Lucas Lee was in the car. I don't know how that works. I don't understand at all. But oh well. Anywho, folks, we are now at the boss fight of the game. We are now at Lucas Lee himself, and because my stats aren't that high, I will get my ass pretty much kicked. I love the faces in the clouds, by the way. Cute effect. Now, Lucas Lee does not have any special powerful attacks. He will hit you if you try hitting him when he's down. Like, you want to hit him once when he's down, but don't keep hitting him, because eventually he'll headbutt you and take off a bit of your health. Unlike Matthew Patel, though, he does have a whole bunch of skateboarders coming to his rescue in this fight, and they are by far the most annoying part of the fight, because they always zoom in off-screen, and if you're not blocking and trying to attack Lucas Lee, they come up from behind you and sucker punch you with their boards. And when they die, they actually get off their boards. And Lucas Lee loves to grab those boards so that he can zip around in a Z formation, or a Z formation if you're Canadian, or British, or whatever. And if he's doing the Z formation, you can't really block that. He will hit you if he runs into you. You can hit him, but it is kind of hard to pull off without getting hit yourself, you know? So, when he's on his board, he's by far the most dangerous, because not only will he do the Z formation, but he'll actually try whacking you with the board as well, and those attacks hurt like a bitch. And I lost a life. Yeah, I'm not Mr. Perfect. I am gonna die every now and then in this LP, you know. Like, seriously, look at that. 18, 18, 12. That takes off a huge chunk of health, especially in Supreme Master Mode, in the mode which I am playing. I was at 100 health when I leveled up just now, and Lucas got me down to 44 almost instantly. Those board whacks kick your ass in Supreme Master Mode. You gotta watch out for that attack. And the boss fight's pretty standard, you know, just gotta block, gotta know when to attack, and you should be fine. In the background is Wallace Wells, Scott's gay roommate, and young Neil, who looks a lot like Scott. I thought it was the character Other Scott when I first saw him, but it's not. Lucas Lee is a lot different from the movies than he is in the comic books. In the comic books, he's a little bit more calm, subdued, and bitter about Ramona cheating on him with the third Evil X, which we're gonna face off later. And he's actually a bit of a sellout in the books. In the books, he'll actually offer Scott to pay him to tell Gideon that he kicked his ass. Like, he'll say that, you know, hey, Scott, I won't kick your ass if you pay me, you know? He's that big of a sellout. Pro skateboarder turned actor. He'll do anything for money, and that's why he's an evil son of a bitch. And the kapow just happened on him, so he should have died, but I lost another life. Ah, that bugs me. I lost 2 lives to goddamn Lucas Lee. Fitting of the second Evil X, but still, it bothered the hell out of me that I lost 2 lives to this guy. I was cursing myself behind the scenes. Fuck you, Lucas Lee. Oh! Uppercut to the back. And like the books and the movie, he skateboards to his death. This is actually a reference to the books. When he defeats Lucas Lee, he actually unlocks a mithril skateboard, but he can't use it because Scott did not earn the skateboarding proficiency back in grade 5. Sad, really. Anyway, folks, that was the second level. That was the second Evil X. He took 2 of my lives, the son of a bitch. I'll see you in part 3 when we take on Todd Ingram. Oh boy.